Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare
Your voice is very feeble, Mataji. Can you?
Saraswati Devi
Perfect.
Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Surabhatri Pashatyade Satari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Hari Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Very lovely kirtan. Hare Krishna. Very nice
Thank
kirtan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Tat Sat. Om Agyanatmura Andasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Maya Dadati Swapadatikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopishu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनति नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चातात सतारिरे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवाचादि गौर भक्त वृंदा ऑल ऑफ अस Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Hare Krishna. What chapter are we seeing?
Chapter 4, Canto 2, Mataji.
Very nice. And what is it called?
It is called The Process of Creation.
Why is it called so?
Because here it is explained to Parikshit Maharaj, who was asked the question about how everything was created initially.
Very nice. So Parikshit, even though Parikshit knows very well, right? The Bhagavatam starts with a very opening statement. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya Yatonvayaditarataschatveka Vijñaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaye Adi Kavaye Muyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Vrisham Yata Vinimayo Yatrapi Sargom Vrisham Damna Svena Sada Nirashta Kuakam Satyam Param Dhimahi, which is the Gayatri mantra, right? So starts with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva and very clearly Janmadi Asya Yataha. So clearly creation is described at the very beginning of the first shloka 1.1.1. In spite of that, Parikshit Maharaj actually asks questions related to creation. Now, this is like a very heart to heart conversation which is going on, or rather, I would say mind to mind conversation, because these are not explicitly put in the purport or in the translation, but senior acharyas mentioned that the moment Parikshit asks, immediately Sukadev Goswami says that, why are you asking me? Right, about this particular point. And Parikshit immediately answers telling that because you are the one who should be able to explain this process of creation, and it's a both Sarga and Visarga. Immediately Sukha says, but of all people, you should be knowing it. And he says, yeah, but then I know only a small portion of it, right? I would like to know the complete details, the nomenclature, how it went around. In fact, he wants to know vividly, in detail, a complete sketch of how things are going. Now, immediately Sukha says there are a lot of learned people, right? Because that's an audience of a lot of people. And he also, obviously, we know the Vedas who are actually managed, though written by Vyasa, has been assigned by a lot of them like Jaimini, Kapila, Patanjali, and all of them. All of them are devotees in the sense I would use the word transcendentalist, but their understanding of Veda is not complete. So, which is what he again tells that nobody has understood or rather self realized Krishna to the extent you have. And therefore, I would like to hear from you. So, there are 2 points which are very evident. Even though he is running short of time, basically, he is having 7 days, right? Like clocks ticking on top. He's still interested to know process of creation rather than going directly into the glorious pastimes. I would not use the word glorious because all the pastimes are glorious, but then rather than going through the sweet pastimes of Krishna. Why is that so? Why does he want to? Why is he actually following the order? Why is he interested in these technical stuff?
Because the supremacy of the Lord will be more evident when you hear about his creation, how
Yes.
everything got created, you will be able to glorify him and realize how supreme he is.
Yes, we will also understand the Antaranga Shakti is what is going to come up in the 10th. But right now, all this is the Maya Shakti or the Bairanga Shakti, with which a lot of these activities are going on. So he would like to know the various plays, and he wants to know the greatness of the Lord before he understands the sweetness of the Lord. So for a beginner, somebody will always be impressed with the wow factor. When we meet someone, we will always feel nice when the person's glories are there, more the opulence, right? When you see someone, I'm just not getting spiritually, even materially. You see someone, getting down from a big car, wearing a very nice watch, and when she's wearing, a very classy outfit, that attracts you. The very first incidents, right? And then you will start feeling, oh, in spite of all this, she's very down to earth. Then her sweetness will come in. But the very first look, if somebody is just walking, your eyes may not even go into that person, like, because it'll be like one yet another person. So when you're just beginning to know a person, you get to know the greatness of the person. Then you will know the sweetness of the person naturally. So that is why if you see, though Aho Bakiyam comes initially in the third thing, and that is what attracted, but that was more to do with the greatness of Krishna, right? Though quality, of course, here there is a mixture. I would say not just the greatness, but also sweetness came in because he's feeling very nice about Putana. But then the highlight is more from the fact that it is very nice that he could actually forgive someone. So it's more, I would rather say both of these slokas are mixed, but then largely the greatness of the person when highlighted. Right. Though Krishna may not relish so much of greatness, he always wants to devotees discussing the sweetness. But for the devotees, especially because this has got a mixed crowd of Bhagavatam, whoever are listening, there's a mixed crowd. So he wants that particular aspect to be highlighted so that they go. Indirectly, it's also telling us that the first chapter is extremely important before we go into the direct 10th chapter. So this is the point of trying to indirectly tell systematically, one has to remember Krishna, who's Rishikesha, right? Rishikesha Shevanam. So someone who's a Rishikesha, who's a controller of senses, right? So that is one thing. So now we also saw from the 11th, right? We saw the initial few words where Sukha begins to answer. And when he is answering, he does not randomly start off. He starts remembering Krishna. And he feels that all his senses which he has got, with which he is able to talk today, are nothing but the blessings of Krishna. He is also trying to, compare this analogy with that of Brahma. He says like, oh, the Visarga was created by Brahma. And when Brahma had created this Visarga, that is the secondary creation, whatever power, right? Brahma was given the power of Vedas. And obviously, Brahma read 3 times, but that was also with an idea of systematic study. And Brahma, when he read the Vedas 3 times, and after that, he started explaining the various Vedas to, basically, he is the pivot, right? From him only, we are all learning everything. So the Vedas, which were understood by Brahma, the same way he feels that his understanding should also enhance and he should actually speak out in the same original form. So we all know that Brahma, in fact, for him, Brahma is a super guru, right? Guru's guru. We have this language of super boss, but we don't have the word called super guru, but I just used it for convenience. And just imagine for a moment, we have our Guru Maharaj, Jayapatika Guru Maharaj sitting, and also Srila Prabhupada sitting and listening to our lecture. How would that be, right? I don't think I'll be able to speak that apart. But if you see Sukadev Goswami trying to explain to Parikshit in that crowd or in that get together or satsang, we are having Narada as well as Vyasa. So his guru is Vyasadev and Vyasa's guru is Narada, who's also sitting there and listening. Besides that, it is also said Brahma, Shiva, and all of them are also there. So you can have all these very exalted people sitting there and listening. And therefore, earlier, right, there is a conversation where he says he would tell to the extent he understands, which was said by Suta. Yataditam yatamati. Whatever I understand, I will tell. But here Sukha says that whatever is coming out of my mouth is your blessing, and I would want he's basically seeking the permission and blessing of the Lord. So he accepts three modes of creation. Um, and resides within all the jivas, right? So that is why he's called inconceivable. So that is what he starts, which is his, typically the first shloka, right? He says he's Namaste Purusham. So he's trying to pay obeisances, and he says that the three modes of creation, how he creates with his Maya Shakti and how he resides. We saw all of this last week. We also saw that he's talking about Krishna being complete, right? So he says that Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. That means he's complete, and anything which is emanating from him is also complete, right? So that is exactly what he's trying to tell, that he's complete form of existence. And what all he does, right? He actually liberates the pious devotees, and non-devotees, he's checking them as well, right? So he also grants specific destination to transcendentalists. Simply to answer this, I think our shloka, which is Akama sarva kamebhyo moksha kama udarati tivrena bhakti yogena yajatam purusham param. That means whatever you seek, akama, pious devotees, whatever they want, right? The spiritually elevated top end devotees, what they want, he gives, right? Sakama, if you're having, mixed karma, that is also fulfilled. And also moksha karma, because that is also considered as karma. The reason is any of this will still be coming under karma, whether it's mukti karma, siddhi karma, or karma by itself, in the sense like karma kanda, which we call it as karma yoga, jnana yoga, our siddhic powers, right? Mystic powers, which is called ashtanga yoga or bhakti yoga. Whatever you want is what Krishna is giving. And so that is the special satam, right? We keep telling, like, whatever is the wish of the devotee, he is actually fulfilling. So that is the speciality of Krishna. So before I proceed further, I would like to tell a story. And Usha Mataji, I know I will take your help when to share. Meanwhile, we'll do that. Okay, just to
Yes.
re-clarify, Pran Chaitanya Prabhu, I think all of you are aware that Pran Chaitanya Prabhu is traveling, and therefore he will be reaching only tomorrow. So which is why I'm taking class today. My sincere apologies for not able to take class in the morning, and also because it was very sudden. I just came to know that Banu Swami Maharaj is coming to a devotee's place for they were having Govardhan puja, and it was also their Graha Praveshan, right? So last night, pretty late, I got a call asking if I could assist cooking. Okay. So I said, okay. And they said it'll be for just couple of hours, 8 to 10. So I was originally thinking I will take my laptop and probably have session there. Later, I came to know that connectivity may not be there at that point in time. So I thought I'll not take a chance, which is why I postponed. And I'm glad I did, because I would have not been able to take class in any case, because after going there, and there was one Mataji for available. So I was thinking probably she will be doing, and I will do the side work, right? Your cutting, blah, blah. And my mom had also come along with me. And later, after going there, she said, Mataji, what we should do? I was wondering what, they gave me a list telling this is what Bhanusami Maharaj. I thought probably they're just giving it to me. And later I realized that they wanted me to work around it completely, and the girl would be assisting. I was telling, excuse me, like this is something which sort of came sudden. But I realized one thing today is Krishna is extremely not only possessive, but he also gives direction to you what you have to do. Had she told me that I have a principle that I don't tell no when it comes to classes, right? And sorry, I'm just taking a little bit of a detour. My teacher, right, my first teacher, she always used to tell me, she used to tell no, right? And I still can recall Namanishta Prabhu's first class, when he told me, one of his classes, he told me, "Can you take?" I told Prabhu, sure. And after 5 minutes, I just had 5 minutes for the class. I was asking her, can you please share the presentation? She said, why don't you just tell no, right? There's no way you will be able to take. And Devika Mataji was very nice. So she said she will get the presentation, and she shared it with me. And I still remember Prabhu, I just called him 1 minute before. He said, what happened? I said, Prabhu, I'm not very sure if I'll get the presentation. Obviously, Devika Mataji was working around it to arrange for the presentation, which took about 10 minutes. He said, no problem, just go through the puppet. So, and I asked him, Prabhu, will I really be able to do? Because it's the middle of a chapter and I'm not taken, and Rameshwar Prabhu's expectation was way above. He told one thing. He said, when you feel, stressed, and when you feel you can't take at a stage, or when you're feeling stressed or whatever, he didn't use the word stress. He said, anytime you feel you're getting stuck, just tell Krishna, Krishna, and the words will come before you. The reason I'm bringing this out is because this is exactly the preaching which the parampara does, right? Because we are not speaking out of our intelligence. We are not doing anything out of our own knowledge. The reason I'm specifically saying this is because the thought, the action, everything, whether it's class, whether it's kirtan, or whether it is cooking, right? It is basically parampara, which is typically what is spoken today. And today, if you see, there's a difference between jnana and vijnana. And I realized this today because when I went there, I'm like, I didn't know what to tell. I was just about to tell Mataji, I was just coming here for assisting. I had no idea doing main because we've done deity kitchens. We all know, right? In Mangaluru also. So we probably will do one item, right? We will take each of us will take one item. We'll finish that item. In fact, most of the time, ISKCON Mangaluru has been very kind. Two of us will do one item. Unlike people like Guna who are permanently residing out of the kitchen over there, but otherwise, most of us used to just do one hand out here. And I'm sure Tarni Mataji will agree to what I said because I think last time she was also there. We were all there deciding what one item we will do, or rather, we will divide. And I get a big list today, which had about 10 items, and I had about an hour and a half. And I'm like, excuse me, you know, there's something which one has to agree is what one is capable to do and what one can do, right? So if you want me to do something fast, I'll be able to do. But then with so much of pressure, and just having one person to assist, having 10 items in a kitchen which is new, and which also I have no idea where the items were in the kitchen, though they told me theoretically, but then there's something called familiarity brief. Like when you're familiar, you know where things are. Each and everything, right from the scissor, right from pepper, right from salt. So I take the salt. I said, Mataji, we don't use white salt. We need, pink salt or rock, black salt. Can you arrange? And Bhanusami Maharaj actually uses only black salt, right? So, and that's not even available in that area. So we had to get that. So you can imagine the time zone and all that. But the fact, what I was trying to tell is, and the items were also very different as in different from what we used to have, right? So ours is, I mean, I'm Telugu, so then the kind of food which I take and the one which Maharaj takes is very different, right? So right from the juice and the soup, our juices, I know you would have seen the ISKCON Mangaluru juices, what we made. I was blessed to have Mangaluru juice. It was watermelon juice, it was lemon juice. That was like the regular juices which we used to make, right? So only thing is our styles could be different. Here it is like, a different variety. You had a composition of what should go into the juice, what should not, and all that. So it's like having a sheet of paper. Okay, I saw it once, I kept it there. And my mom had come. She said, "Keep the paper, keep looking at it." I said, "Ma, this is not like an exam paper. I'm copying it anyway." This, but she was very perfect. She said that don't miss even one small thing or add something different from what he actually wants. But the bottom line, what I realized today is, and I was telling why she didn't tell. She said like 1.5 hour you can be in and out, and you'll only be assisting. I'm going there, and everything is there. And then I realized probably if they had told me, right? No, you have to do the entire cooking. We'll probably have one person to assist you. I'm not very sure, but I think most likely I would have said, no, Mataji, this is like too much of a task. And I was thinking for a moment, right? And mom was telling, it's okay, you can do it. Like, it's okay, take it. I was also very confident, okay, I'll do it. But then, as I started, I did not have the thought. But after coming, I just realized, oh my God, this reminded me of the first class and my first teacher when she told, hey, you should learn to tell no. And this today, I never had a chance to tell no because I, um, I'm sure Krishna would have had some arrangement if I had backed off. But it so appeared today that the things were all drying out, right? And the Mataji had to get ready because it was her house function, Graprasam. She had guests coming in. She had to take care of it. And she was this girl who was one of the young girls who said she would be willing to do. But she did a great job. She was like washing the vessels. She was like, I want something, she would get it for me. right? And the rest of the things, whatever came into it, were all this. And the irony is the whole thing, right, was so orchestrated by Krishna that when I entered the kitchen, I had no idea where things were. But when we were exiting the kitchen, probably only two of us knew exactly where things were because we had kept things the way we wanted, right? So every single thing when Banu Maharaj was asking for, it was like only she was telling Mataji where you kept. I said over there, left, number one, number two, number three, and all that. So why I'm saying this is at that time, right, yatatitam yatamati does not apply only for class lectures. It applies for every single thing. And the whole thing, right, was so nicely done that so I was thinking, okay, cooking, normally it'll always be behind the scenes, right? And it is very different in ISKCON Mangalore because, you just feel at home and that's your part of it. But here it was very surprising that for helping out Guru Maharaj, like, right from the Aarti set, all that. I had no idea where things will be in their house, right? Because it's the first time I was going to her house. And on the way to the house, also, mom asked, do you know this Mataji's name? I said, I don't know. Okay, do you have our address? I said, I have the location map. And I've also taken the address because you keep telling me you should hold the address. But the fact that it was like that blank and everything, his Maharaj secretary was asking me, you have it, yes. And throughout, I was like, first time feeling the tension of, was everything okay? Was it nice? And somehow my confidence at the beginning was everything will not be okay. Because there's some things which you are sure, some things, because here in the classroom, I know you might tell Mataji, not that your classes are good, but you're confident here. That is because here my confidence is not within me. It is not just with Krishna and Balram, it's also with the devotees here. I know for sure that, okay, if I go wrong, what if I don't know something? It's always like we are all in the same platform. That's okay. That's okay. As in, it's not that I have a problem with it because here I just feel that, okay, it's like a home, it's a friendly home and I can just go back. I can tell, okay, Mataji, I sort of goofed. So sometimes all of us goof, right? So I take the morning Bhagavatam class, like we take turns in Tamil, 5:45. And I still remember Tarni Mataji is coordinating the whole thing for us. All she asked was only one thing. She said that whatever class session you take on the day, just put that shloka number in the group, which anybody would expect, right? And that also I goofed, right? So like I think till about afternoon. So Mataji was taking Mataji is a sloka, and I still remember in the midst of it, I had taken two slokas and I just told one sloka, and then it created so much of confusion in the group, and I still apologize to Mataji for that. And I also told her I will apologize in advance because I'm very capable of doing this again. Right? The reason I'm telling you, sometimes it's not the big thing or the small thing, but even the smallest thing, there is a tendency to go wrong. But the point which made it different is that a crowd which is familiar, satsang, right? We somewhere have a feeling, okay, we're all part of the same group. But when it comes to Guru Maharaj, why your heart skips a beat is you just don't know. And that time I realized, oh, Krishna is so merciful. Balram is so merciful. Radharani is so merciful because whenever we've kept food, it's always been perfect. That's a different point because that's so nice. But the point what made me feel is whenever the food was first time for Maharaj, I am like, oh my God. Okay. And I'm constantly telling to two of the main people over there, I am extremely confident that something will go wrong. Right. And they said that you should also taste. I said, no. It's like no, in the sense like I was very scared. But that apart, the next point which I realized is like after that when I tasted, I found that was really good, and I'm not telling because we made it, but then I was just thinking 100% this should have had the hands of Radharani, Krishna, Balaram. Otherwise, it is not possible to, not that whether it's tasty or not. It was like perfect. And to my satisfaction, beyond my satisfaction. Now you should be wondering, isn't Maharaj should feel this? Why are you feeling? Because I'm the one who's feeling tense now, so I should be the one who should get released. So that is one. Now, though Maharaj said that, and we are always suspicious. He told through them, tell her it's good. But then the fact is, obviously, if it's bad, he's not going to tell it's horrible, right? Because Rishikesha, they are Goswamis and they are so controlled. The point which I relished is not this part. This part was okay. The other part was the archana which was showed, right? When they were doing archana for the Lord, Maharaj is there, and here is his secretary, and I'm here, and he's asking, can you do this? Can you pass the conch shell? Okay, and I'm like, okay, where is the conch shell? Where is this? Because that part was not taken care. But Krishna aligns everything, right? So when you see conch shell comes to your eye, when you see the peacock feather comes here, everything was there, but then sometimes things go here and there. So perfect. And the reason I'm trying to tell you this right now, out of the way, is because I would always tell that when you put your foot forward, and in particularly this month, Damodar, a little bit of effort, Krishna reciprocates so much. What Damodar teaches is 1 inch of our endeavor, and the other inch is Krishna. But what we feel, what at least I'm sure most of us will agree, is it's not even 1 inch of our effort. Even our thought of our effort, right, makes it a great blessing. And I was feeling so overwhelmed, and I'm sharing this with you all today is because not because of just the cooking part of it, but the larger part is, just imagine, I would have never ever in my wildest dream thought of being in the altar, and this is like at the place near the altar, huge Govardhan hill is there, Krishna is there, I'm seeing Maharaj trying to do the aarti, and I'm just hearing, right? And seeing Krishna, seeing Maharaj, and it was a very lovely very lovely, sorry, very, very lovely kind of a picture. And the point is, and I'm in the morning chanting, and I come and tell my mom. Usually, my mom wakes up around 6:30, 6 to 6:30. I come on at 6 o'clock and I tell Ma, we'll go for the person. She asked who's ready. I said, I mean, they just called. You go. She said, usually you suddenly don't plan things. I said, I always do suddenly only. She said, yeah, please bring this night. I said, I know. So the reason all of this, then I sent Prach in, we said, at your comfort, you can shift anywhere for service. The reason I'm having the class now is also why I was apologizing. Tani Matari keeps telling don't apologize, is because somewhere your mindset is right. I always feel I'm good in telling stories. This is only one thing. So Pran Chaitanya Prabhu used to tell, no Mataji, you're good at a lot of things. I tell Prabhu, I'm a very I'm person. I'm not a down to earth person. I don't tell. I always use the word and call a spade a spade. So when Pran Chaitanya Prabhu always used to tell, I tell stories. Right, I'm going to tell stories again now. So the reason I'm trying to, where am I gone? So the reason I'm talking about stories at this point in time, I'm just wondering where spotlight is going back to me. Thank you. So where the story point is coming is because I was somewhere feeling, yes, this is called Dharma Sankat, right? Though I wanted to do this, I wanted to go, the whole thing was somewhere at the bottom of my mind, something which was bothering me deep inside is, this is a class and I don't want to let go this class. I wanted to be with you all, to talk to you all, to tell you all whatever I have learned a little, because this would be a point of realization. And Pran Chaitanya Prabhu was very sweet. In fact, there was a service which for the day, kitchen cooking, which comes, you all know, right? Once a month I go. That was supposed to be today, and I postponed. I said, no, I have to do. I'll not come for that. I want to do. But Krishna says, hey, enough. I will make you cook. Whether you cook for everyone or whether you cook for Maharaj or whether it's for me, you have to be back into kitchen. And he pulled me. But deep inside, I wanted the class should not get postponed for just for my sake, right? So I wanted it. That is why I'm feeling very thankful to all of you all who are here, because I was feeling extremely happy on one side, but guilty and bad on one side that, okay, should I do any service at the cost of the class? Because I always felt service is more specific to me, right? But class is like every one of us, right? It is not that I will do a good justice here, but I've always felt this is a journey. And I keep telling this in my other class, especially in my Tamil. Why I'm using the word my Tamil in the sense, like for a long time I've been into Tamil and English as well. I used to tell everyone any question I ask and they forget the answer, I will be okay. But if they forget the question the next day, I always will tell them, see, this will be your entrance exam at the door of Goloka Vrindavan, where Balram says you can forget the answer, but how can you forget the question? That means we are not in our smaran, right? So with that journey, I would always like to be a part of the group. Hopefully, when we go to Goloka, we go as one package and one gang. And now coming back, sorry, I think I took not a detour, it's a derouting only. Now going back to the 14th chapter, he's saying that here he's talking about, he's addressing Krishna as material and spiritual world enjoyer. I think from this shloka is what we have to read. Is that right? Did we do the 14th shloka last time or we didn't? We didn't. Hi Krishna. So Mataji, can you share the screen and we'll start with the, thank you so much. Hi. Sorry, that's a long detour. Since you all heard all this, I will also wait. 14th year. I will also tell a story, technical story. Hare Krishna. Yes, Shama Gopika Mataji, you have to unmute.
Oh, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Namo, Namo Namas, Namo Namaste Swarishabhaya Satvatam.
Namo Namaste Vrishabhaya
Satvatam.
Vidurakaष्ठाय Muhukuyoginam.
Vidurakastaya
Muhukuyoginam.
yoginam.
Nirastasamyatishayena radhasa.
Nirastasamyatishayena
Radhasa.
Svadhamani Brahmani Ramshyate Namaha.
Svadhamani Brahmani Ramsyate Namaha.
Translation: Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him who is the associate of the members of Yadu dynasty and who is always a problem for the non-devotees. He is the supreme enjoyer of both the material and spiritual worlds. Yet he enjoys his own abode in the spiritual sky. There is no one equal to him because his transcendental opulence is immeasurable. Purport: There are two sides of transcendental manifestations of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. For the pure devotees, he is the constant companion, as in the case of his becoming one of the family members of Yadu dynasty, or his becoming the friend of Arjuna, or his becoming the associate neighbor of the inhabitants of Vrindavana, as the son of Nanda Yashoda, the friend of Sudama, Sridama, and Madhumangala, or the lover of the damsels of Rajabhumi, etc. That is part of his personal features. And by his impersonal feature, he expands the rays of Brahmajyoti, which is limitless and all pervasive. Part of this all pervasive Brahmajyoti, which is compared to the sun rays, is covered by the darkness of Mahatattva. And this insignificant part is known as the material world. In this material world, there are innumerable universes like the one we can experience, and in each of them, there are hundreds of thousands of planets like the one we are inhabiting. The mundaners are more or less captivated by the unlimited expansion of the rays of the Lord, but the devotees are concerned more with his personal form, from which everything is emanating. Janmadyasya yataha. As the sun rays are concentrated in the sun disk, the Brahmajyoti is concentrated in Goloka Vrindavana, the topmost spiritual planet in the spiritual sky. The immeasurable spiritual sky is full of spiritual planets named Vaikunthas, far beyond the material sky. The mundaners have insufficient information of even the mundane sky. So, what can they think of the spiritual sky? Therefore, the mundaners are always far, far away from him. Even if in the future they are able to manufacture some machine whose speed may be accelerated to the velocity of the wind or mind, the mundaners will still be unable to imagine reaching the planets in the spiritual sky. So the Lord and his residential abode will always remain a myth or a mysterious problem. But for the devotees, the Lord will always be an associate. In the spiritual sky, his opulence is immeasurable. The Lord resides in all the spiritual planets, the innumerable Vaikuntha planets, by expanding his plenary portions along with his liberated devotee associates. But the impersonalists who want to merge in the existence of the Lord are allowed to merge as one of the spiritual sparks of Brahmajyoti. They have no qualifications for becoming associates of the Lord, either in the Vaikuntha planets or in the spiritual supreme planet Goloka Vrindavana, described in Bhagavad Gita as Madhama, and here in this verse as Swadhama of the Lord. This Madhama or Swadhama is described in Bhagavad Gita as follows. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धामा paramam mama. The Lord Swadhama does not require any sunlight or moonlight or electricity for illumination. The Dhama or place is supreme, and whoever goes there never comes back to this material world. The Vaikuntha planets and the Goloka Vrindavana planet are all self illuminating, and the rays scattered by those Swadhama of the Lord constitute the existence of Brahmajyoti. As further confirmed in the Vedas, like Mundaka Upanishad 2.2.10, Katha Upanishad 2.2.15, and Shweta Shvatara Upanishad 6.14. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्र तारकम् नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयम् अग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वम् इदं विभाति. In the Swadharma of the Lord, there is no need of sun, moon, or stars for illumination, nor is there need of electricity. So, what to speak of ignited lamps? On the other hand, it is because those planets are self illuminating that all effulgence has become possible. And whatever there is that is dazzling is due to the reflection of that Swadharma. One who is dazzled by the effulgence of the impersonal Brahma Jyoti cannot know the personal transcendence. Therefore, in Ishopanishad 15, it is prayed that the Lord shift his dazzling effulgence so that the devotee can see the real reality. It is spoken thus: Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham tattvam pushan apavrinnu satya dharmaya drishtaye. O Lord, you are the maintainer of everything, both material and spiritual, and everything flourishes by your mercy. Your devotional service or bhakti yoga is the actual principle of religion, Satya Dharma, and I am engaged in that service. So kindly protect me by showing your real face. Please, therefore, remove the veil of your Brahmajyoti rays so that I can see your form of eternal bliss and knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So important, very beautifully read. And also, I don't know, I think I never focused. Shama, I know you sing well, but very clear reading. Thank you so much for that. Hare Krishna.
Thank
So,
you.
now coming back, right, I wanted to ask because in the beginning itself, they're talking about Krishna showing two different faces, right? One for the devotees, one for the non-devotees. Doesn't it make us feel that Krishna is partial? Is he not partial?
He is not partial. It is like whoever, it is his reciprocation. It's like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. So whoever, like, it is like he reciprocates to the extent how much we want him. Otherwise, our free will is not there, right? So that's
Totally. Very nice. So basically, Krishna is not partial because, as she said, Ye tam mam prapatyante tam tateva bhajamyam manavartmanu vartante manusham partha sarvashaya. Whatever you are, he will reciprocate. Now, there is also one more clause to it. Does he ever tell that you should not become a devotee? Does he tell anyone, hey, you're in this caste, you're in this color? Radhika, your voice is horrible, therefore you can't become a devotee. Right? Does he put any of these conditions?
No, Mataji.
Right? So, which means that there is no eligibility criteria like how we have in schools and colleges for following bhakti. So, he is not partial because he is not stopping any of us to get here. So, obviously, many times they tell, right? So, this college has seat only for people who have 90%. Then the people at 80% don't have a chance. Here, Krishna does not give any of that. He only tells them, boss, if you like me, then I'll take care of you. Now, the intensity with which you like is a different story. But the moment you start liking me and you follow Bhakti Yoga, you are in the process of a pure devotee. Now, I would still call you a devotee because imagine Krishna coming and telling, okay, Rastika Devi Dasi is a devotee. And you'll be thinking, for a long time, I used to feel very uncomfortable with the word. I'm sure most of them. Every time when you tell, especially at the beginning when they say, some of them who say that we like to associate yourself with devotees, I used to feel guilty. You know, I would be telling, am I a devotee? Why are they telling? So if they come to know that I'm not a devotee, then will they throw me out? The reason I'm saying is, according to me, a devotee is somebody like Prabhupada, right? So anything out of that, I'm just talking about the neophyte mentality, which I had then, I still have, but then over a period of time, you have your own definitions earlier, but now you redefine the definitions based on what Acharya said, right? So according to Acharya, anybody who wants to, aspires to become a devotee, Anyabhilashita Sumyam, Jnana Karmani Anavritam, Anupuleni Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Uttama. This is Uttama Bhakti. Anyabhilashitam Sunyam, not yet there. Jnana Karmani Anavritam, not yet there. Anupulene, okay, that one point is there, still you can do it. Because Krishna will still tell, okay, you come from that point. Now, if you go back to Bhagavad Gita, which chapter tells about three types of people? One who talks about Nitya Baddhas, that's us, Nitya Siddhas, next level. And above these two, there is one more who is absolutely Kshara Akshara, right? Kshara Akshara, and above that is him, Krishna, who is not fallen at all. And that is why all the worlds appreciate him. Can you recall which chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which we read
Chapter
in
15 is it?
Very
Chapter
good.
15.
Yeah, absolutely. 15th chapter, right? 15th chapter is called the three shloka because if we understand that, that's good enough. The reason is if we get to know where we are among the three, right? So forget about we getting to know that though we don't have a doubt at all, right? So I don't usually tell I am fallen, you may be elevated. I would rather take the benefit that we are all together here, which means that we are all fallen, right? Because one reason I'm saying that is if we are all elevated, we will not be here. Ideally, we'll be in Goloka, or we would have come from Goloka to liberate the rest of them. And hopefully, I'm just thinking that we will come to, if not a Nitya Siddha, we will at least get into a Sadhana Siddha stage, which is what we are aspiring. So very clearly, Krishna says, boss, I am there besides you two. Mini Purusha, fallen Purusha, not fallen Purusha, third Purusha who's a Param Purusha, which is what is Purushottam Yoga. And I still keep asking, not Prabhupada, Namnishta Prabhu, and I still have the doubt. Where is it confusing for people to confuse themselves that Krishna is energy? Of course, he is also energy, but why do they get stuck with Brahmajyoti? And that is something which I have not got an answer very clearly. Because even Isha Upanishad, which is not the cream, of course, Isha Upanishad is good, but it's not for the pure devotees. In spite of that, a very good devotee, I would say, actually tells very clearly the sloka which you see, Adhiranmayena patradena satyasya pilitam mugham. So very clearly, please remove this. Okay. Following that is also 16th verse, which is exactly coinciding with this particular verse. Pushani kashyama surya prajapatya vyuhasmin samudatejo yata rupam kalyana tamo tatte pashyanti yo aso purusha yo aso yasmi. Asmi. So basically what he's saying, Bhushan Ekata. So he's very beautifully telling. So whatever is this particular verse is directly with that. So what does he say? He says that, oh, you are the creator, you are the maintainer, you are the religion, right? You are the gati for pure devotees, and you are a well-wisher. You Bhuktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Right? So that is also combined here. And he says there also that your effulgence is blocking your beautiful form of bliss. Right? So that is what is the speciality, right? The beauty of Krishna is bliss. And if you see Damodar month, and this is Damodar month, and so I'm bringing this, the controversy about Krishna is about bliss. Krishna is called Satchidananda Rupa, Ananda Vigraha, full of bliss, but he's fully crying from morning to evening, right? So that is a controversial. But even in crying, he's enjoying the bliss and he's giving us the bliss and he's giving the gopis the bliss, which means that his face. So that is what we are talking about. Varam Deva Moksham Na Moksha Vadimba. Nachanyam Vareham Varesadapya. What I tell you, them Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sadami Manasya Virashram Kemanya. That means wherever I am, I need to remember and I want to remember that Gopala Balam. So everywhere, that beautiful childish face of yours, whether it's Isha Upanishad prayer or Damodar prayer, everywhere they are talking about Krishna's beautiful face. And of course, Brahmajyoti, like the sun, is Krishna's energy, which is what I said. that 16th chapter, yes, of Ishopanishad also says, he says, you are eternal, right? You are Sat. And also Ananda, because he says eternally you are like the sun. What is the beauty? Because you are always, and sun is the closest one can actually try and explain something to. So, and that is why they say there is no need to, you do not have sun rays, you don't have, because the effulgence is so beautiful. But unfortunately, we neither understand that nor renunciate with that, which is why we are here. And the Mahatattva is one part. What is the ratio between the spiritual world and the material world?
Spiritual
Three is to
world.
1, Mataji.
Absolutely. 3:1. 3 there and 1 here. Why I'm, of course, I know this, but I know you all know this, but I still remember, I think in the level 1 classes to level 2, there will be a lot of devotees who would say, no, I don't want to leave the material world. If I leave the material world, who will take care of the material world? I've had some of the devotees who actually said this. So I used to tell Prabhu, it's not that you are the owner of the world, right? But the reason I'm telling you is they're not having ego or anything, but subconsciously they feel that I belong to this world and I have to take care of the world. It is my responsibility. The fact is, it is not my world. It is Krishna's world, even though it is Maya. He is also Krishna, right? Devi Esha Gunamayi. That is Krishna's quality. But the fact is that feeling. And another question which comes up in the first chapter is, Mataji, all of us go there, where is space? Because we are thinking with limited space in our head. Do you understand? The first thing which we will tell is, let's all go to uncle's place. I still remember. Okay, we'll call this cousins. When we were young, I think the case was different. We never worried about space. But today, I think the story is very different. So when even I go to my brother's house, which has a 3 BHK, when we call our cousins, the cousins will immediately tell you, will there be space? The question comes up. The question was never there in our head. Even though we used to go to our mama's house, which probably had only 1 or 2 rooms then. But today people are so space conscious, right? So why I'm mentioning this is because the same thought came in the thing telling that, Mataji, if we all go to the to Goloka Vrindavan, where will be space? That is why I keep insisting this in the level 1 also, is because there is a lot of space. Because for us, we feel this world is big, right? And 18, 14 planets, oh my God, it's mind blowing. But we should also understand, if Krishna's creation is mind blowing, which is the material world, what about Krishna's residence? Right? So that simple thought, like if I'm going to gift a house to someone, which I don't think I will, but I'm just saying, it'll be good. But if I'm going to create a house for myself, it's going to be definitely better than what I'm going to gift. At least, the larger part of it. So that is what we're talking about. And Krishna is talking about, my dam, my clothes and all that. And now the next stoka is a very beautiful stoka which talks about the 6 ways of devotional service. It's a very nice sloka. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Can
Mataji.
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, please go ahead and read.
Anyone
Shall
else?
I read, Mataji?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. 2.4.15. Yat kirtanam yat smaranam yat ikshanam.
Yeah.
Yad vandanam yat shravanam yat arhanam.
Yes.
Yadvandanam yachravanam yadharthanam.
Lokasya satyo vidhunoti kalmasam sham.
Lokasya satyo vidunoti kalmasham.
Tasmai subhadra shravase namo namaha.
Tasmai subhadra shravase namo namaha.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all-auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrances, audience, prayers, hearing, and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all sins of the performer. Purport: the sublime form of religious performances to free oneself from all reactions of sins is suggested herein by the greatest authority, Sri Shukadev Goswami. Kirtanam, or glorifying the Lord, can be performed in very many ways, such as remembering, visiting temples to see the deity, offering prayers in front of the Lord, and hearing recitations of glorification of the Lord mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. Kirtanam can be performed both by singing the glories of the Lord in accompaniment with melodious music and by recitation of scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. The devotees need not be disappointed in the physical absence of the Lord, though they may think of not being associated with him. The devotional process of chanting, hearing, remembering, etc., either all or some of them, or even one of them, can give us the desired result of associating with the Lord by discharging the transcendental loving service of the Lord in the above manner. Even the very sound of the holy name of Lord Krishna or Rama can at once surcharge the atmosphere spiritually. We must know definitely that the Lord is present wherever such pure transcendental service is performed. And thus, the performer of offenseless kirtanam has positive association with the Lord. Similarly, remembrance and prayers can also give us the desired result if they are properly done under expert guidance. One should not concoct forms of devotional service. One may worship the form of the Lord in a temple, or one may impersonally offer the Lord devotional prayers in a mosque or a church. One is sure to get free from the reactions of sin, provided one is very careful about not committing sins willingly in expectation of getting free from the reactions by worshipping in the temple or by offering prayers in the church. This mentality of committing sins willfully on the strength of devotional service is called namno balad yasya hi papa buddhihi, and it is the greatest offense in the discharge of devotional service. Hearing, therefore, is essential in order to keep oneself strictly on guard against such pitfalls of sins. And in order to give special stress to the hearing process, the Goswami invokes all auspicious fortune in this manner. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So very, very nicely, the 6 processes, I think you don't need me to explain this because I think we've heard so much of this, right? So the first one which we are talking about is Kirtanam. And initially, I'm not very sure how many of you all knew it, but to me earlier, Kirtanam meant only singing. How many of you agree to this? Initially, Kirtan means only singing. No, only I thought like that. Okay, because I had this feeling initial days, I thought Kirtan is only singing and I thought I'm not qualified for Kirtan, reject. Because for me, you would have seen, and I'm not supporting this conversation or an argument, I've never ever done a Kirtan in the class. Whether I've been an admin or a teacher for the past 5 years, you would always give that benefit because I've always felt somebody's voice is definitely better than mine. That apart, mine is definitely not good according to me and to everyone. So I've always avoided Kirtanam. So why I'm saying is we should really understand the meaning of what each of this is. So Kirtan includes even Japa because it's like a Kirtan to yourself, right? So Kirtan means glorifying. What I'm doing right now is also Kirtan. Whenever we talk glories of Krishna, Krishna is present and this is Vaikunth. So ideally, I would say all of us are sitting in the Vaikunta and what we are doing is chanting the holy name of Krishna in some way or the other. It will be directly or understanding is maybe end of the day, Krishna is present right now in the laptop here. So that is why he's talking about Kirtanam and how chanting is because when we are speaking, right? There are 2 things which are happening. As we speak, it also enters our ear and then it enters our heart. So chanting technically clarifies, our acharyas say it qualifies to both Kirtan and Shravanam, right? So this Kirtanam, anything which talks about glories and Sankirtan is when you do it in the devotee association, it becomes Sankirtan. Now the next one which we are talking about is Smarana. Who's an example of Smarana? Who's a classic example of Smaranam of the Lord? Who has always thought of Krishna?
Prahalad Maharaj Mataji.
Excellent. Prahalad Maharaj. One more. One more classic example. Parikshit. If you notice Parikshit itself, ever since he came out, and he was called Parikshit because he was always examining how Krishna is, how will he be, which means what? He's constantly engaged in the thought of Krishna, right? He's already always thinking of Krishna. So his smaranam, which is remembrance, are always there. Now, prayers are something which ideally nothing wrong if we give. But the point is whether our quality of prayers are good enough, we don't know. But if you just have to tell Krishna, you're a very nice person, thank you, you're awesome, that also Krishna will like. You don't really need to, because sometimes prayers can have Sanskrit terms, difficulties, challenges in learning. Though Krishna is very pleased, not by the Vedic prayers, it's just the bhava. If you notice the Brahmana women, right? Krishna impressed the wives of these Brahmanas. Krishna, we saw in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, how he was reciprocating to his wives in Dwaraka, to the gopis of Vrindavan. Though they never knew any of these Vedic prayers, he was very impressed with those words because they had a lot of love. So prayers obviously is already tailor-made for us, which we can take. We have Kunti's prayers, we had Gopi Geet and all that. If you notice, even Pratap Rudra impressed Chaitanya by singing the Gopi Guru, right? Same way, that's an easy way for us, but needless to say, even if that is difficult, we can do that. Ikshanam, does anyone know the meaning of Ikshanam?
Taking darshan.
Taking Ikshanam, darshan of the Lord, right? Eyes are to see. Like, can you tell me someone who has followed all of these processes to approach Krishna?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Haribol, very nice. Amrish, these are here, they are talking about 6 potent forms to approach Krishna. And Amrish is a classic example of all Navabrita, all 9 he followed. And I'm not going to repeat about Vandanam because we all know the concept of how Archana, Archamagravidya, Vandanam, all of this, right? We are talking about everything is things which we keep following, more to do with Archa Vigraha, more to do with Giti worship and Pancharatrika Vitis, how we should follow. All of that we've been doing it. At least most of us who have been here in the journey till Bakthi Vaibhav have very clearly been taught how to do all this. So typically all of this comes, and Shravanam goes without saying because that's the first step which we are hearing in Bhagavad Gita. So end of the day, he's actually telling what? He's telling that he's talking about, he's paying obeisances to Krishna about everything, right? He's telling from whom we have to remember, whom we have to glorify, whom we have to see, whom we have to pray, hear, worship. By doing all this, sins get cleared. Everybody, in fact, I had a couple of my friends who used to ask, how can the past sins here, how karma Krishna can clear? If a sun, because before we see sun has to see, right? So if the sun can dissipate darkness, which is a material thing, why not Krishna? Right? A sun, which is why just a sun. We're talking about sun, which is still in the material world. And if that could really remove the darkness of things which are around us, can't Krishna do that within the heart? Because he's actually, when you're doing Shravanam, he enters the ears, right? From ear to ears, then he enters the heart and starts cleaning. So that is how our dirt goes up. But which is why our seventh offense says that if you're going to commit mistakes on the strength of the holy name, then that's not accepted. But if you've already committed mistakes and when you tell your holy name, yes, Krishna is staying. Applies to all of us, right? Even our children, they are very tired. You tell no problem, I will clean for you. But then if the child comes and drops the dirt again, what we will tell? Twice, thrice, we'll get pissed off, right? You'll tell, hey boss, I'm not doing anything. You go ahead. I offer to clean it for you, but you're not. So will Krishna do. So if we are doing it on the strength of the name, then he's also going to tell, hey, that's enough. Okay. So that is something which we should. So 2.4.16. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Vichakshanaya karanopasadanak.
Vichakshanaya चरणोपसादनात्
Sangham yudhasya yobhyayतो Ratatmanaha
सङ्गं युधास्योभयतो अन्तरात्मनः
Vindanti hi brahmagatim gataklamas
विन्दन्ति हि ब्रह्मगतिं गतक्रमात्
Tasmai Subhadra Sarvashe Namo Namaha.
तस्मै सुभद्राश्रवसे नमो नमः.
Translation. Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto the all auspicious Lord Krishna, the high intellectual, simply by surrendering unto his lotus feet, are relieved of all attachments to present and future existence and without difficulty progress towards spiritual existence. Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Sri Krishna has repeatedly instructed Arjuna, or for that matter, everyone concerned with becoming his unalloyed devotee. In the last phase of his instruction in the Bhagavad Gita 18.64 to 66, he instructed most confidentially as follows. Sarvaguhatamam bhuyah shunu me paramam vacha ishtosi me tham iti tato vakshyami te hitam manmano bhava madbhakto madhyadimam namaskuru mam evaishasi thatyam te pratijnane prayosi me sarvadharman परित्याज्य मम एकम शरणं व्रज अहम त्वं सर्व पापेभ्यो प्लीज मोक्षाय सामि मा शुच. My dear Arjuna, you are very dear to me, and therefore only for your good I will disclose the most secret part of my instructions. It is simply this: become a pure devotee of mine and give yourself unto me only, and I promise you full spiritual existence, by which you may gain the eternal right of transcendental loving service unto me. Just give up all other ways of religiously and exclusively surrender unto me, and believe that I will protect you from your sinful acts, and I shall deliver you. Do not worry anymore. Persons who are intelligent take serious notice of these last instructions of the Lord. Knowledge of the self is the first step in spiritual realization, which is called confidential knowledge, and a step further is God realization, which is called more confidential knowledge. The culmination of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is God realization, and when one attains this stage of God realization, he naturally voluntarily becomes a devotee of the Lord to render him loving transcendental service. This devotional service to the Lord is always based on love of God and is distinct from the nature of routine service as prescribed in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Dhyana Yoga. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are different instructions for such men of different categories, and there are various descriptions for Varnashrama Dharma, Sannyasa Dharma, Yati Dharma, the renounced order of life, controlling the senses, meditation, perfection of mystic powers, etc. But one who fully surrenders unto the Lord to render service unto him out of spontaneous love for him, factually assimilates the essence of all knowledge described in the Vedas. One who adopts this method very skillfully attains perfection of life at once. And this perfection of human life is called Brahmagati, or the progressive march in spiritual existence. As enunciated by Srila Jiva Goswami on the basis of Vedic assurances, Brahmagati means to attain a spiritual form as as good as that of the Lord, and in that form, the liberated living being eternally lives on one of the spiritual planets situated in the spiritual sky. Attainment of this, attainment of this perfection of life is easily available to a pure devotee of the Lord without his undergoing any difficult method of perfection. Such a devotional life is full of kirtanam, smaranam, ikshanam, etc., as mentioned in the previous verse. One must therefore adopt this simple way of devotional life in order to attain the highest perfection available in any category of human form of life in any part of the world. When Lord Brahma met Lord Krishna as a playful child at Vrindavana, he offered his prayer in which he said, Shreya Svitim Bhaktim Udasete Vibho Klishanti Ye Kevala Bodha Labdhe Tesham Asau Klesha Eva Shishyate Nanyadyatha Stula Savaga Datinam ISKCON. Bhakti Yoga is the highest quality of perfection to be achieved by the intelligent person in lieu of performing a large quantity of spiritual activities. The example cited here is very appropriate. A handful of real paddy is more valuable than heaps of paddy skins without any substance within. Similarly, one should not be attracted by the jugglery of karma kanda or jnana kanda, or even the gymnastic performances of yoga, but skillfully should take the simple performances of kirtanam, smaranam, etc. under a bona fide spiritual master and without any difficulty attain the highest perfection. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, very nice. Before I go back to this chapter, I would like to tell a story. How many of you all would like to hear a story? Hey, somebody tell yes here. That's one thing which I
Yes,
do.
yes, Mataji,
Thank
sure.
you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Shamanta. Usha Mataji, if it's okay, can you stop sharing the screen? Thank you so much. Okay. I want you all to remember this is not just a story, but this is a summary of what we are going to see. If you know the answer already and if you have heard, don't give out the answer, but you can give a try. Now there is this father. Okay, I'll record. Hare Krishna. So this is a story of a father with 5 sons, right? So 5 sons, all of them same age. So I want to remove the confusion of age, categorization and all that. Now, the last son, the 5th son, which is not, last means not youngest. I'm talking about, I'm just giving you the order for convenience, right? Is a guy who's a horrible guy. He likes to smoke, he likes to drink, he likes to play around, enjoy with papa's money, and do everything possible. Okay. And what he does is, this is his category. He doesn't like his father, nor he hates his father. He's very neutral, but he loves papa's money and all that. So he uses it to the maximum. He doesn't believe at all about anything to do with the father. He's done. All he needs is be merry, enjoy, live life, right? They say, no, one life, let's make fullest. The 5th category guy. Now we have another guy, which is the 4th guy. He's a very good guy. Whatever father, he will come to the father, pay obeisances, lot of respect for the father, right? And with all this respect, what he does is he will come to the dad. Anything which he sees, he will come to Dada. Dada, one new mobile has come, please give me this, dad. Then he will go away for 3 months. Then he will come back again telling, I like this car. He'll come, but he'll come only to his dad. It's very sweet of him. Very respectful, very obedient, very nice guy. Now, this father has 5 sons, right? So I've told about the 2 sons. Remember, the father has to decide to whom he has to give the property to. Now, you are going to help him with this decision. Yeah. Now, we're going to see the 3rd son. Now, the 3rd son is a business magnate, like his father. Father is a business magnate himself. So he goes to dad's businesses, goes to his office, takes care of the office, works with dad,
Mataji,
does everything. And with all of that, what happens?
oh Mataji, Radhika Mataji,
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Mataji, when you were telling the story, after you spoke about the first son, the screen froze. I don't know whether it was a problem at your end, at my end. I do not
froze for
really
us
know.
also.
The
It
screen
froze.
froze. So can you just
I'll
please,
repeat. I'll repeat.
yeah,
I'll repeat.
after the first son,
Okay, no problem. That is the fifth son. I'm coming in reverse. Okay. So let me repeat. So I'm repeating it again. So fifth son is someone who is very money minded. He's fully into drinking, enjoying one life. Let's enjoy, be merry, happy, that category. So this is the fifth son, fully making use of the dad's funds, right? So this is one guy. The fourth son is a very obedient guy. He will remember his father whenever he needs something. He'll come to the dad extremely very well behaved. He will come to the dad and put his request, telling dad, I want mobile, I want car, and all that. And the father will say, okay, and he'll give him. He'll tell thank you. He's very grateful. He'll go enjoy with whatever it is there in the right way. He'll come back again and tell daddy, I want one car. And then he'll go. So, like that, whenever he needs anything, he will come only to his dad. Okay. So this is the fourth category. Now coming to the third category boy is a business guy. Remember, the father is also a business magnet. Okay. So the third category is coming and telling he goes with his father. See, all good guys this time. No villains, right? Very few villains. So now he goes with the father, he goes here, he goes there, he does everything with his father, he goes, takes care of his business, all of that. Now the twist is after taking care of the business, he only requests his dad, can you give me a portion of the business, right? Either the company, the factory which I'm looking in, because as long as you're a dad, right? I'm the son. What happens is I don't have the control over the business, right? People won't respect me. So I need the control factor. So if you can assign that, whatever I'm doing, the area is not asking for all the money. It's only the ones which he's taking care of. He wants it in his name, right? This is the third category. Now we have the second category who does not want to work hard, but he would go to the office and tell that I am this man's son, I am the owner, and all that. And whenever he looks at his father, he looks like this. He doesn't like. But obviously, he loves the money of the father. So he likes to go around telling people that he is the king of the business. Now, the first guy is a guy in the house who goes around and does everything as per the father, very obedient. See, one alternate, and go. Very obedient, very sweet guy, and he does everything what the father asks. And father says that I would like to give you a gift because everybody is asking. He says, I am itself a gift. You've given me, and you've given me everything. Why do I need anything more? He's very simple, very nice, very enjoying, very playful, very enjoyable. Everything nice about him. And with this context, now the father has to make a decision to whom he has to hand over the properties to. Can you please help him to decide whom he should hand over the property to? Whom? Everybody can have, I mean, chat is open. You all can put the number. You all can decide anything. You all can let me know. Everybody can have a different view. It's not that everyone's answer should be same.
the third son, Mataji.
Third, some very nice businessman. Very nice. That is Prabhu's idea. Answer. Other person?
First one.
First son.
First one. First son. Okay. So let's understand one by one, right? Because whom does the father represent? Whom does the father represent?
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Absolutely. Krishna. Brilliant. Whom the father represents Krishna. Whom does the fifth cat son represent? Don't give me demigod's name. It's just the son. What category?
Demon?
Karmis.
Absolutely. Karmi. Both are karmis. Both. What about fourth one? Whom does the fourth one represent? Fifth one is a karmi. Fine. But fourth then?
Sakama Karma Yoga, one who is like.
So basically the fourth and the fifth both are karmis, which are, we are talking about kami, right? Mukti and mukti, right? Here you're talking about mukti. That's what we say, right? Mukti Kama. So there, both are there. The only thing is the fifth one represents typically an atheistical category, right? He's an atheist. He's someone who is not a believer of God. He doesn't like anything. He wants to enjoy, be merry. Concept of roof is above, floor is below. Let me just enjoy. Typically, there's one group of people who believe we are born, we should perish. Therefore, we'll enjoy the most. Karma Kanda below the worse than that as well. So that is the category where it's largely atheist. Fourth is also Bhukti Kami only. He is also Bhukti, because he is also thinking, but the difference is he is only twist to it is he is not a Upasana Kanda, which means he's not going to other demigods. He's looking at to Krishna. So we have this shloka, right? Akama Sarva Kamebhyo. So this fourth category is Sarva Kama. He also has wishes, so he comes there to Krishna. So that's why dad is not angry with him. He thinks he's very childish and immature. Therefore, you can't give him. Fifth one, obviously, you know what he is, so we can't give him the property. Now let's go to the third one, right? So what is the third one? The third category is what Prabhu felt is great because materially he looks great, right? He's very sweet. He's perfect. He's a business guy and all that. All of that is true. Whom does he represent? Whom does he represent? First to Mukti. B, not Mukti, Mukti. Whom does the third guy represent? He's going there. He's telling Papa, give me something I want to control. What is that? Come on, guess. I'm glad nobody knows this. Very honest girl. Who does he represent? Okay, I'll give you a clue.
It's a
Who
Jiva.
wants to? Sorry, Mataji?
It's a Jiva.
No, all five are Jivas only. We're talking about of the 16th verse. Who wants to have control over the material world? Who wants to have control? A Jiva wants to have control. That's a general thing. That is why we are here. We want to lord over. But who specifically, which yoga people try and control things? The 4 and 5 talks about karma yoga, right? Karma yoga, karma kanta, that category. What is the third category? What yoga?
Jnana Yoga?
Absolutely. Dhyana yoga, Ashtanga yoga, mystic power. What do they want to do? Smaller than the small, larger than the large, right? Vashishta Shakti, going there and trying to pull something. All of that, right? Mahima, Lagima, all this is what they want to have control. They're not bad, but they want to have control, which is what he's also wanting to have. While I just would like to add something, what Prabhu is thinking is a very nice answer from a material point of view. He's very good. He's a business legend. All of that is fine. But why does he want to take over the business as long as his father is there? Why dad has not told that I want to, distribute my wealth. For all you know, the father could be as young as 35, 36, 40. Let's keep it as 40. And the boy could be 20. Possible, right? Those days people were getting married young. At the age of 40, the father is still a good business guy. It doesn't mean that we have to take the power from the dad, right? So the last two, Karma Kanda, right? Mukti Kama. These one is Siddhi Kama, that is Ashtanga Yoga. What about the second guy who actually feels that he will go and snatch? He's also plotting a lot. He doesn't like his father. All of that wants to take control. He's also trying to control, but want to boss off without efforts. Who's he?
Impersonalist.
Absolutely impersonalist, because he is not wanting the father. It's like the envy. He loves what the dad has, but he does not love the fact that the dad has it. He wants it, right? So he wants to snatch it, right? So he wants to merge with it. He wants to take the name popularity. He doesn't like the father himself, but that is the role, which is the Mukti Kamini, right? So he wants to get liberated, go to the Brahma Jyoti, enjoy everything in the absence of father, which means he doesn't want to serve the father. He doesn't want to take over the business. He wants to do it. Now, the first one, whom does he represent?
Dhyana Yogi?
Oh, first one. This one I thought you all will tell immediately. Dhyana Yogi is over, no Mataji. Because the second one is Jnana Yogi. Jnana Yogi only, see, the impersonalist
Pure devotee,
is a
Mataji.
subdivision
Dhyana.
of Jnana
See,
Yogi.
Dhyana.
Dhyana is the, no, Mataji, Dhyana is over. Dhyana is the guy who wants to control, no? That is the
Pure,
third one.
pure devotee, Mataji.
Pure
Like
devotee.
Maharaj.
Akama karma, because he does not want anything. He just wants to be nice. He's telling that whatever you've given me is a gift, which is exactly the devotee's thought. Devotees don't ask for anything. Parikshit, Prahlad, what did Prahlad tell? What do I need? You've given me everything. Do I deserve your love? That is a feeling which devotees have. So that is talking about Bhakti Yoga. So we are talking about Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga, which is Mukti Kami. Sorry, not Mukti Kami. The next one is Siddhi Kama, who needs Siddhic power. The second one being the Jnana, the Jnana Yogi, or again called the Mukti Kami, and the topmost Bhakti. Now the point is, the father also wants to give the property to the devotee because he will take care of the rest of the four, right? And why we are talking about that is because the devotee is thinking from his father's point of view. His empathy, sympathy, because he's thinking like his father and for the father. Rest of them are thinking from their point of view. The I factor. The karmi wants things for himself. Even Sakama Karmi is thinking for himself through the law, right? And the Mukti Kami wants to run away, wants to get liberated. Siddhi wants power. Everything is about himself. Devotee is the only one who wants to think from Krishna's point of view. So, so this one, before I end the story, one last question to you all. Whom do we like the most in the world? Whom do we
Devotees.
like?
Devotees.
Devotee, pure devotee. Like the most, right?
We're telling the truth. Whom do we actually like the most? Whom do we like the most? If you're given a choice between, I would like to have a one-day foreign ticket with a devotee and with your child, whom will you choose? I will choose my child, Paka. Anybody else? Whom do we like a lot? Don't make me feel so bad. See, each of us will have some liking, because you are all in this, you are telling devotee. But actually, deep inside your heart, think whom do you like a lot? If you want, okay, whom will you write your property to? I think this will be clear. Will you write to a devotee? No. If you need, I'll give you my bank account. But besides that,
Most people, Mataji. Can I speak, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yeah, Mataji, most people will go for probably third guy.
Will go probably for?
Third son.
Prabhu, that story is over. I'm talking about, that story is concluded. I'm asking whom do we like a lot? Generally, whom
The
do you
Lord.
like a lot?
The Lord. Yeah. No, you don't like the Lord.
Mataji, will we write all our property to the Lord? I'm just asking a simple concept.
He only gave us what do we write to him?
No. I'm just telling only one thing. Will we do that? I won't. So
The
I'm just
one
asking.
who's most loyal and serves you the best.
No, I'm not talking about 5 sons. Whom do we generally like? Your wife, children, parents. Generally, as a person, whom do we like? Generally, whom do you like? Just think, close your eyes and ask me. We will all tell we love the God the most. But whom do we like the most?
Parents.
Thank you, parents. Next.
Spouse.
Whoever which is our immediate relation, like.
Excellent. That is the answer I'm looking. This is more of a more realistic answer. The reason I brought property is because if we like someone the most, then we will give our money. Though Priyadashini Mataji very nicely told everything is coming from him, but even when it's coming from him, we will only calculate and give to him. Even at our deathbed, if we are having a will written, if we have, let's say, 5 children, okay, or 2 children, will we give an equal portion to any temple we want? I'm just telling you a point of view. I'm not telling you won't. If you're writing, you're great, but I'm just saying. So I'm telling, even after our death, we will think twice to give to Krishna. Though we may tell 100 reasons why we should not, But this is what is our mindset, which means that we like someone related to us. Do you understand one bottom line? Which means that in this entire world, we like ourselves the most. The one whom we like the most is ourselves. Which is why my child, my father, my mother is coming. And why do we like ourselves is because we are part and parcel of Krishna, which means that the inherent feeling of we liking ourselves, who's also a part of Krishna, is coming from the fact that at a subconscious level, like how Mataji told, we love Krishna, but we have not realized that at a conscious level. At a subconscious level, we like Krishna, but at a conscious level, we are not feeling it. Which is what we have to do. Why we are telling Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is not only to get rid of sins, but to make us understand that our original love is for Krishna. Though today we are telling, deep in our heart, we are still not there, right? And even today, if I go to a temple and I want to give donation, I will see how much is there. I'll keep something for me for whatever reasons, petrol, food, and the balance maybe I'll give, or a portion I'll give there and the balance I'll give. Right? We don't give off like that. I will not put the hand and put it because we love things or people who belong to us by body. And that's a fact. So that's also because of the fact we are identifying, and the person whom we love the most, though we don't understand, is ourselves, which is why we love our children, our parents, because it's myself. And that myself is because I am a part of Krishna. And I am a part of Krishna is something which we have forgotten, but it is still there as a subconscious thought. Give it a thought as to what I'm telling. And with this, again, I'm telling, as Prabhu told, people, we may get inclined, going back to the old story, to the last son, to the first son. But the truth be told, that end of the day, we will all have to see from Krishna's point of view. Krishna is not looking for business people. He is only looking for lovable devotees. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Go back to the screen. So we will go back to this screen and we will pause with this verse. So if you see here, thank you, Marathi. So here, if the entire verse, right? Yeah, thank you. So entire verse here, we are hopefully, I'll pause. Let me see, we just have time based on that. So he's talking about praying, Sukadev Goswami is paying obeisances again and again. And he is basically relieved of all present, future, past, everything he wants to get out of the attachment clause and progress spiritually, which also means that we are talking about Jnanam and Vairagyam. These are two things you'll get. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Jane Asyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayadahetukam. Right? So which means you'll get continuous flow of jnana with which you're able to cut off the material thing. Most of the time, people, the moment you say, we can't surrender to Lord, first thing they will tell is, yes, you can't. You have a lot of duty. And this is applicable to all of us, right? Somewhere, Namnishta Prabhu keeps telling that trust and love for Krishna, that is, trust for Krishna and fear, are inversely proportional. The more, he said one thing, the more you fear, the more you see your trust for Krishna is little lower. The more you have trust for Krishna, your fear will be zero, which I agree. So my daughter has joined her course, right? I always used to tell that if she finishes 12th, I'm okay. Krishna can take me anytime. Then I was a little relaxed when she was studying. Now I suddenly feel, oh no, Krishna, I think I'll need 2 more years. Because I feel that if I'm not there, how she'll finish her college? So what I'm trying to tell you is that somewhere my trust factor is missing, right? Now, if I share this with anyone, first in the family, they will yell, why you're thinking like that. But then the second part, what they will tell is, what did Krishna tell? Krishna tells, do your karma. Karma nevadhigaraste ma paleshu kadashana ma karma phalahe turbu ma te karma swagarmani. So which means what? Do your karma. Okay, Krishna tells this when? When does this karma nevadhigaraste verse come? In Bhagavad Gita.
Chapter 3. Karma Yoga.
Sorry, when does it come?
Karma Yoga, chapter 3.
Chapter 2. You're almost right. Around the second chapter.
In second chapter also.
Second chapter. Sarva dharma parityaja mamekam sharanam raja ham tvam sarva papevyo moksha ikshami masuchaha. Where does this come? Chapter?
18th chapter, 1866.
18th.
Perfect, Prabhu. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone. 66. So when there are two instructions, generally the final instructions is given, right? Like mom tells, make this, make this. Finally, she'll tell, no, make this first. So which means what? The last instruction is always given high priority. Last in, first in, right? I mean, last in, first out, they say, but then that's a concept. That's the one which you have to prioritize. Even mathematically, LIFO, LIFO, they say, right? Last in instruction carries the first exit out of it, which is to be followed. Same way Krishna is telling boss, you have to you surrender to me, I'll take care. But we don't want to even acknowledge that. So we tell, no, Krishna, tell this, that, all that will come. So therefore, he is telling Arjuna, whatever I have told you is the most secret, but I leave it to you. Whatever you feel is important, if you feel it makes sense, you take it. He's very down to earth. Then he's telling Manmana Baba Matbhakto Matyanchi Mam Namaskuru Mami Vaishyasya Satyande Pratijane Priyosine. Whoever follows that, whoever is looking at me, whoever offers obeisances to me is very close to my heart. And therefore he says that, why don't you now surrender to me? Because you're close to my heart. You're taking my instruction. You have chosen. So that is a sequence, right? So the Karma Yoga is also in the beginning, mostly the second chapter, obviously the first 6. And the last 6 is and the 6th chapter is Dhyana Yoga. The last 6 is Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is sandwiched. Even though Bhakti Yoga is sandwiched, the last instruction which Krishna is giving is actually Sarva Dharmam Parityaga. So he is talking about various dharmas. He's talking about Varnashrama Dharma, Sannyasi Dharma. All these dharmas are there, right? But then ultimately he's telling boss, surrender on to me. That is your original thing, because only that will be your Swadharma, taking care of Krishna. So all these words, right? Huge means connecting to Krishna, and yoga, which is physical exercise, does not exist. So that is not something which we should be doing. So the most important thing which we should figure out and focus is to go back to Godhead. And that is typically what will help us not to stick telling that Krishna told this in the second chapter, this third chapter. Chapters are for us to mature. But once we are matured, we should think about how we can do. So Sukadev actually also tells very clearly in the 16th verse that though previously is appreciating so far, not previously, so far he's been appreciating, right? In the 15th, he's glorifying. In the 14th, he talks about what? He talks about you are created both the world, which talks about his opulence. Then he talks about sins, right? He says how we can remove the sins. The word Hari. What is the meaning of the word Hari? Hari steals 2 things. What are the 2 things he steals? Hari.
Our misery.
Our misery, very close. Yes. Our sins. He steals sins. Next.
Heart. Our heart.
Hari, very nice. Our heart. So Hari steals both things. And 16th verse, what he says is, by surrendering to Krishna, all kinds of present and future attachments are relieved. Even future is evil. His attachment gets relieved. So, in fact, these prayers are still going on. His obeisances to Lord has 2 more prayers. But so he's bringing in how you can do is because he tells that you have to dedicate one service, right, to Krishna. So if you go back to Bhagavad Gita, you have the 3 shlokas, right? So we have the 1.2.5, right? That talks about very clearly we are talking about the 3 things, right? Gati. We saw Gati means final destination. Then we also saw, that is the Prayojan. Prayojan is only Gati. Final destination we want. So what is the final destination? It is Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojite Janesyashu Vairagam Jnanam Chayat Gayatkam. That is the final destination. By following Bhakti, we will get that. So the process is defined in the 6. Savai Pumchan Parodamo Yato Bhakti Adokshaje Ahetuki Apratihata Yata Yayadma Suprasidati. Suprasidati means it gives us peace of mind. How means you should go full-fledged, right? So very clearly, that is why the 3 are together. So very clearly, these are the most important, right? So why you need that? Because Parodharma of ours is this, and that Parodharma, what we are actually doing, Sambandha, Abhidaya, and Prayojan. That is also trying to link. What is the Sambandha? Savai Pumshan Parodharma, Yato Bhaksir Ajokshaja. That is Bhakti to Adokshaja. How you should do Ahaituki Apratiyata, uninterrupted, unmotivated. Right? That will give what? Suprasidati. It will give me satisfaction. So why I should do because this how I should do and why we should do it is there. So therefore, it's like a three things, right? It talks about sambandha, what is the relationship I have, abhidaya, right? Because of that, what is the ultimate thing? My provision is that I will I will detach myself and reach your destination. So that is why, and what you should not do also is telling Atha Pumbir Vijatesha Varnashrama Vibhagasha Swanistishyasya Dharmasya Samsiddhit, not only that it is waste, right? So Haritoshanam, it is not worth if you are not focusing on Hari. So this is what is the by all end all story. Now just a very quick conclusion of what we are talking about. Okay, this is what we are talking about. Okay, so do you all have doubts till now, whatever we have spoken? Any doubts so far? Like, you able to hear me? Because suddenly, as Prabhu said, my neck goes off, I get worried.
No doubts, Mataji, no doubts.
So I'm re-summarizing it. The first verse talks about Parikshit, how he concentrates his mind on Krishna. So Sukha Dev Goswami describes what actually is coming next and how Parikshit detaches himself with the material world. That is by giving up all family and all that. 5 to 10 Parikshit Maharaj questions are there, which he talks about how Lord creates, he talks about his energies, and he also talks about how he expands, right? So that is what he's talking about, both the Guna and the Purusha Avatar. Purusha Avatar is his Maya Shakti expansions, which are going to come as three Gunas, Guna Avatars, right? And also, that is what ninth one is how he expands. Are they simultaneous or one after the other? Answers are going to come much later. But before he even answers, he's paying obeisances, which is why when we are starting the class, also we tell Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Tat Sat. We also tell Om Agyana Timirandasya because we are actually paying obeisances. And also, he's talking about, in the prayers, he's talking about how Krishna accepts the three modes of creation, how he resides inside the Jiva as Paramatma, and how he is, Ajita, and that is he's unborn, right? And Adi and Anadi, right? He does not have parents because he is the first primeval Lord, and he's got a complete form. Therefore, he liberates pious devotees. He destroys advances of non-devotees and grants specific destination for transcendentalists, which is Mukti Kama. We just saw that in depth. He also talks about how he associated himself with the Yadus, right? And how he handled the non-devotees. And he's the only person who is the Purusha, Uttama Purusha, Purushottama, enjoyer of both the material and spiritual world. And he is Akshara, which we saw in the 15th chapter as well. And we also saw that his world is it's illuminatory without sun and moon. And also we saw that how we can, how Krishna is so auspicious, how we can glorify him, remember him, each to have darshan of him. You have prayers, you can hear and worship him. And in the 16th verse, he's also talking about how jnanis have a challenge in surrendering to him. But however, jnani here, when they're talking about surrendering, if we surrender all this, only with little bit of bhakti, they'll be able to reach. If they have more of bhakti, it becomes jnana mishra bhakti. If they have less of bhakti, it becomes bhakti mishra jnana, right? So that means they will need a bit of bhakti to even focus the mechanical process. But if the bhakti increases and if they have a lot of jnana and even Ashtanga yogis, if they focus more on that Paramatma feature, then he will go to the Brahmaloka. But if there is a lot of bhakti involved in it, then he will take one of the Vaikuntha planets where you have a preceding deity. But remember, the preceding deity's jurisdiction, even though you take a Swarupya Murti, this jurisdiction is only that particular Vaikuntha. Even Vishnu of that particular planet or Vaikuntha has that, which is fine. You can still enjoy it. But what is our Parambara? Aiming at going to Krishna Loka, which is the topmost of all, right? And with this, I will end the session. Hare Krishna.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
What does it mean by saying Lord accepts the three modes of creation?
Okay, Lord accepts the three modes of creation in the sense we are talking about two avatars, right? One is Purusha avatar and Guna avatar. he takes three modes, means it is not that he is, he is obviously beyond the gunas, nirguna. But he is taking the guna of mode of goodness as Vishnu, Brahma for Rajo, right, for the purpose of creation, and Lord Rudra or Shiva for destruction, which is basically Guna Avatar. So, which is what is mentioned here as the three gunas. I think, Mataji, in which verse? It's in the 14, 16 verse?
Accepts, he says it's mentioned, Lord accepts the three modes of creation. Actually, he has created it, no?
Which verse, Mataji? Talking about the 12th verse.
16.
12th verse. 12th verse.
12th verse, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he accepts the three modes of creation in the sense he is accepting in the form of the guna avatars, which is what is being explained much later. If you see, it was explained earlier. In the 9th verse, if you go, Krishna, they are asking whether these things happen simultaneously or one after the other. So the Lord accepts the three modes, means he is using his Bhairanga Shakti, which is the Maya Shakti. So he accepts Maya, right? Devi Esha Gunamayi. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mamevava Prakatyante Maya Metam Tarantite. When I understand where you're telling. Literal meaning of this accept three modes means it is not that Krishna is accepting three modes, but he's accepting that the material world will be created with the three modes. And he also, in spite of the material world being in the three modes, he creates this with the three modes, and he is also residing in the heart of the jiva, irrespective of whatever mode. He does not say only if you're in mode of goodness, I will sit in the heart. Irrespective of whatever. So he accepts the three modes for creation, which means that he is accepting the guna avatarans, and as one of his avatars or expansions or plenary expansion, he is appearing as the guna avatar, accepting and acknowledging that the three modes are required for creation, and in spite of that, residing in the heart. It does not mean that Krishna himself is having three modes. No, he's accepting. Mataji, like let's say that I like. I'm just giving you an example, okay? Let's say that I will eat only with onion garlic. I'm coming to your house. You still may not want me to have onion garlic, right? You may still not want to eat onion garlic, but still you will not mind accepting the fact that I like onion garlic and cooking for me. Is that fine? Like, you will still cook for me. You will not tell, if I tell Mataji, if you don't cook with onion garlic, I'm going to starve. It can be me, it can be your grandson or whatever. You're not going to put your food down and tell, no, Radhika, or no, my dear grandson, I will not, you starve, but I will not make. Will you say that? You will still compromise. It doesn't mean you're encouraging it, but you're accepting it because you understand that we need to get refined, we need more time. So you're accepting that. Same way, Krishna is not telling that I want the three modes, but he is accepting that jivas are in the three modes, and therefore he is trying to console, using the word console himself by telling, okay, I'll accept that, and in spite of that, I will reside in your heart. That is why Krishna is inconceivable, very difficult to understand, which is why you will see that thus Krishna, akama sarva kamebhyo, whatever is your desire, he fulfills to and fulfills so that you don't desire further. Same way, he's doing these modes because he's telling, okay, only then if you go back to the fifth chapter, you will clearly understand that Krishna, only based on your desire and what you deserve. Desire is your wish. Deserve is whatever credits you earned from your previous janma. Krishna sanctions. Doesn't mean that Krishna encourages. Not a blade of grass moves without Krishna's knowing. But Krishna is not into it. Do we understand, Mataji, or did you not understand?
I could, yeah. But what I was thinking, he only has created the three modes. Yeah. So there's no question of accepting. He has to accept, no, what he has created.
He has not created the three modes by his interest. He's created the modes as in these are the modes which we need. So he's created it. Mataji, same thing. Onion garlic food you only cook, na? So will you accept and will you eat it?
No.
You only cook.
Yeah.
But you are accepting it not out of love or not out of happiness. You're doing it because of choicelessness. Krishna does not want us to be in the modes. He wants us to be in Sutta Sattva, which is why he says, come to my nature. You will, when you think of the last very important verse, Anta kale chamam eva smaran mukte kalevaram yatra tisamat bhavam yanti nasyasya samshaya. You will attain my nature think of me, you'll attain my nature. He's talking about his nature, which is what Sutta Sattva. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, because we have to enjoy, and Krishna is Upadrishta and Anumanta, he
Yes.
is granting us the three modes because only in the three modes we can enjoy the way we want.
Right.
Even otherwise, we'll enjoy. We are still in bliss. But that is something which you understand, which Krishna understands. But people like me won't understand. So we will tell that Krishna, I want Raju, I want this, or somebody will tell, I want to drink. Without Krishna sanctioning, you will not get anything, including your vegetables, including your chicken, including your alcohol. But he does not sanctify, he does not approve. Right? Even vegetarian food is sanctioned by Krishna. But does it have sins? Yes, it will have sin because it is not sanctified by Krishna. Sanction is different, sanctified is different. Accepts the more because he sanctions it, because you need it, not that you approve. Mataji, your children, right, when they are small, I'm sure that they would have asked you something which you don't want to give them. May not be wrong, but you may not want to give them, but you will tell, okay, it's okay, let's give. Right? It is not that you want to really encourage that, but you just feel that it's okay, you want to accept it. Right? Maybe they want to go for a holiday or they want to do that. But you will tell it's okay. Go there. But you will not really look forward for that. Right?
Yeah.
You may just tell, okay, you will still accept it. Same
He
thing.
grants the will, yeah. He grants our will, yeah.
Sometimes you just accept, like I'm coming to your house, right? You will want me to eat and sleep. I'm just telling you. But I'm telling you, no, Mataji, I don't want to eat. I'm very tired. I want to sleep. Priya, I just want to sleep. Give me a bed and give me a thing. Now, the fact that you really want me to eat and after that sleep is in your heart.
Yeah.
That's what you want. But because I'm just going to sleep, it doesn't mean that you don't accept it. Now, you'll tell, okay, maybe she's tired. You may not be willingly agreeing to it, but you will still tell, okay, chalta hai. Maybe I'll give her a 1 hour break. You may not still be for it. All of this I'm telling in the right way. I'm not taking wrong examples also. I'm taking the positive examples. So the modes are created by him because we want, not because Krishna wants. We have a desire, we want it, so Krishna has created the modes. He's accepting the modes. Because he's accepting, he's going inside. Which is why it's called inconceivable. Because we can't understand. Why can't Krishna stop us from giving the enjoyment? Because he doesn't want us to become remote. He doesn't want us to become a robot. Which is why he's creating that. Got it, Mother?
Yes. Thank you.
Krishna.
Very nice, yeah.
Yataditam yatamati. Whatever I understood, I have said.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Pran Chaitanya, my Shiksha Guru, will clarify.
Thank you.
Vanchakalpaduribhishya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Nama Ananta Koti Vaishnavi Jai Prabhupada Jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur Jai Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna. Once again, I'll check the attendance if Rohini Mataji has sent. And thanks to all of you who have come now, taking your valuable time out. Yes, attendance is there. Very nice. Let me just post it. Thanks for reminding me. I think not for reminding me. I should tell thanks for reminding me many times.
No, only once I reminded you.
No, I think the
Accidentally.
messages are also coming. Murthy Prabhu reminded.
Yeah.
Mangalamayi Mataji sir. Mangalamayi Mataji is so silent. How come she's not spoken? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody, Reena Mataji, all of you. Thank you so much. Usha Mataji, thanks as usual for sharing.
Welcome, always welcome, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. I will end the meeting and thanks for coming at a very odd time.
Hare Mataji, Krishna. What about the recitation, Mataji, Shloka? We'll have it next week.
Mataji, next week I won't be able to take because we are going for Yatra, Ayodhya.
Okay.
So wish us good luck. So can I announce once I'm back?
Which Yatra?
Okay, Mataji.
Which Yatra? I'm curious.
Ayodhya, Mataji.
With Ayodhya, okay, fine. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. So exams, backlogs, and all that.
Mataji, backlog, Hare Krishna.